Hi, welcome back to Control Alt Delete with Graciella. Thank you for tuning back in, and I feel lucky that you're tuning back in. So you're back for one or two reasons. Either you're interested or you're nosy. So either way, welcome back. I would like to recap on what we talked about last week. I did an introductory about myself, where I'm from, why I started this journey. Again, I'm starting this journey just to do a lot of self-reflection about myself. Again, and because I recently lost my mother again in January, and it's been really, really hard. With her transitioning. And so I'm just using this space as an outlet to help me learn more about myself and hopefully to help someone else learn something about themselves as well. So I would like to go over again the name Control Alt Delete. The name Control Alt Delete, we're going to be learning, diving deeper into the control part, taking command of your life. The alt part is alternative thinking. The delete part is deleting the things that no longer serve you and getting rid of the things that have no purpose in your life. So if those are things that you feel like you see and resonate with you, then definitely this will be a safe place for you. Also, I would just like to see and thank you again for taking your time out to spend time with me. Today is May 4th, so again, May the 4th be with you to all those who love Star Wars, who are out there, and those who will be celebrating Cinco de Mayo tomorrow. Happy Cinco de Mayo on Monday. Yeah. So enjoy those festivities. I went to church today and the message was stepping out on faith. So I felt like the message was perfect because this is a big leap of faith for me. So I felt like it was meant for me. And you know, those times when you go to church and you feel like, dang, am I being singled out? Yeah, I felt like the word was for me today. So the word was for me today. So also, I would like to dive into my week. So I had a pretty good week this week. I went to therapy. Shout out to all those who do go to therapy. I think it's very, very good. It's self-reflecting. I've been in therapy for 3 years. It's a really good tool. It's a really good navigating tool. It helps you self-reflect on yourself. It helps you to see a different part of yourself, undiscover the things that you let go, and helps you uncover the pieces that you resist. I'll say that. And this is the part where I feel like I miss my mom the most, because on those days I would call her, which is really, really funny, because I would come out of therapy and I would get in the car and I would call her on the phone, and I would get on the phone and I would call her and I would tell her things that I would tell my therapist. I'd be like, Mom, am I crazy? So she would say to me, like, she would chuckle and be like, I'm glad you're in therapy. And so for me, it would be funny because, you know, your mom, your mother, your parents, of course, know you the best. And so I really, really miss those days that I could call her and tell her, like, I went to therapy today, and she would encourage me. Like, I'm so glad you're in therapy, because she knew how much I struggled with things and expressing myself. So I always, like, with this, I just wonder what she would think of this and seeing me in this light of of my life, expressing myself in this manner. It's really, really hard without her being here. I don't know how many people have lost their mothers, especially coming up on Mother's Day. It's been really, really hard. It's been really, really intense. I feel her really, really intensely in the morning, at night, in my dreams. Um, I guess I would like to describe it um, almost like when you're pregnant and you have like a sonogram and you hear um, your baby's heartbeat. And that intense feeling, like I get this intense yearning to like hear her voice. Like she's the only person. There's like only three people in my life who say my name correctly. I just want to say this, like my mother, my aunties, and my grandmother. Like there's nobody who says my name correctly outside of them. And I yearn for to hear my name said correctly. Um, and it's when I get these intense feelings, and sometimes I'm like, oh, when I get these intense feelings of just wanting to yearn and hear her voice, it's really, really hard to navigate that space. And then I go into deep prayer, like one of her friends told me she lost her sister, and so she just told me, like, in times when you're just needing to talk to her, just kind of go in deep prayer. But I feel like more and more it's becoming more frequent that I'm yearning for a deeper connection. So but I felt like that was the only way I can describe it. Like when you're hearing your baby's like heartbeat, like the intensity of wanting to hear her voice. But I'm saying all this as we're going into Mother's Day. So I'm saying this, so if you have your mother, I know everybody's relationship with their mother is totally different. But if you have your mother, love on them. Tell them you love them. Spend time with them. Cherish them. Everybody's relationship is different. I don't know the space you are in with your mother or somebody who is taking care of you. Just cherish the moment. Time is precious. Just hold on to those memories, because as I watched her decline, um, I just cherish the moments that we had together and the talks that we had together. And it really clicked for me. Later on, I will share how I self-reflected on why she stood her stance, and why, as a mother and a woman, I understood why she sacrificed and did what she did, and how she felt, because I feel like as women, as mothers, you die to your children, you die to your spouses, you die, you're just selfless, and then you leave yourself out in the cold, in so many situations, and then you're left with nothing, nothing to pour into anybody. And I feel like when you get to those spaces, there's nobody else to reel you in. And so it can be hard at times. So I feel like as women, you definitely should be pouring into yourself more. Um, because children get grown, of course. We all know they leave out, they get married. My son, he's out, he's newly engaged. So again, congratulations to my son. They leave out, they have kids of their own. I have grandkids. And everybody lives their own lives, but we're givers naturally, we're nurturers. So the same thing that we put out, we have to put back into ourselves, because who's gonna put it back into us if we don't put it back into ourselves? So we got to fill ourselves up too, because we're filling everybody else up. So I'm just saying all that only because Mother's Day is coming up, and just cherish your mothers, because you only have them for so long, and they're precious. They give you life to give life, and if you've given life, you cherish yourself as well, just as much. So I just wanted to say that. So happy Mother's Day, because I will not be doing a podcast for Mother's Day. I'll catch you in maybe 2 weeks, okay? So I just wanted to say that. So happy Mother's Day for that. But back on therapy. Therapy, again, is a great tool. It has helped me to relearn myself. I have learned also through therapy that I am not a true introvert. I've become an introvert through circumstance. Trauma has made me become an introvert, because I was a teenage mother. I'm a teenage mother. So circumstance made me become an introvert, because all of my jobs I've always had career-wise have been front-facing jobs. So I'm not truly an introvert, because I naturally am caring, loving, giving. I like to interact to a certain extent, but because of circumstances, I pushed myself away from people because I didn't want to be center of attention and wanted to hide myself. So I've learned that. I'll dive more into that maybe later on, but I have undiscovered that and learned that about myself. So maybe this part of me is showing that I'm truly not a true introvert. So that's something new that we'll dive into. Part of, so this piece, we're going to dive into a little bit of the control part, owning your choices. Every decision we make is a vote to, every decision we make is a vote for us to choose to become the person we want to be, which is really, really deep. So everything that we do basically determines our outcome, which is kind of like a hard pill to swallow, I think. It's like a man in the mirror moment. And I feel like we all have those man in the mirror moments, which is hard because it makes you cry. It makes you really self-reflect, and have to give grace to yourself and to others around you. And I'm just going to say this, just being real transparent and real honest. I know that a lot of people are talking about like Love on the Spectrum. I think it's on Netflix, but I think I want to talk about faith and grace on the spectrum, because for me, having grace and walking faith, because for me, it's like, I ain't a killer, but don't push me. Revenge is like the sweetest joy next to getting. And then I'm like, late in the midnight hour, God's gonna turn it around and around and around. And then I'm like, knock if you buck. And then it's like, I know that I have grace, and I know that I have favor, that I have to know that God is gonna work it out. So I feel like, you know, it's a hard thing to have faith and to be a Christian. So if you're walking that life, it's a true testimony. But I felt like I had to share that piece again. but the controlling yourself and owning yourself is a hard is a hard piece to sit with. So I would like for you to sit with that, finding a piece of yourself that you feel like you would like to own, control, sit with, and maybe change, because every day is different, like I said, in like my little bio. So no day will ever be the same. And I feel like if you make a decision to do something, to change just a piece of yourself, to make yourself better, to make somebody else's day better, ultimately, you're making a step in the right direction. So I feel like ultimately that's the right direction into becoming a better person. I know that life is hard. I think that everybody has challenges. I know that everybody has challenges. And I just think that if we led more with a lens of grace, that we would be able to be better to each other. And I feel like that's where I'm trying to get myself to be. So I'm going to end with that. And on my next episode, we're gonna dive more into alternative thinking. So if you have any questions for me about alternative thinking, we can dive into alternative thinking. And I would like to say again, happy Mother's Day to everybody. And I love you all, and have a good week.